Yo, Descendant, Augiesaint here, and welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day and enjoying the reactor changes as much as I am. Now, what do you guys think about the reactor changes that came today with the little update? Personally, I do really like them because they work exactly how I thought they would. We can put on any two mountings we want. The only downside about the reactors is they are freaking expensive. So you have to really go craft yourself a bunch of those materials you need. So that's one big tip I give to you guys going forward from now. Start doing your infiltration operations daily so you can get all that gold, and also go and craft those ion accelerators or whatever they're called. I'm going to make a video pretty soon breaking down like the best way and the fastest way to farm up all the stuff you need. Actually go ahead and craft those, so stay tuned to the channel. You should totally subscribe and hit the bell icon, keep you notified when I bring that video out, and just more TFD in general, as well as the Monster Hunter Wilds coming up soon, boys. I'm so excited for that. But without getting distracted, let's hop straight into this week's notable reactors as well as the components. So as always, we have updated the Bible. I have this link down below in the description for you guys, TFD Bible. First up, we have sensors and memory dropping this week. Now, the only one worth farming a little bit is going to be the one in Vesper's Timberfall for the sensor. That one has a half decent mission. It's not really a good mission at all. And the memory, the Hagios Starfall Road, is one of the worst zones. All three of the missions in there are pretty bad, but if you really need yourself a memory, you can go ahead and try it. Doesn't matter which one of the three. I think there's 3 or 4 missions, but they're all pretty bad. So go ahead and try whichever ones you want. They're more or less all the same. Then most importantly, we're moving over to the notable reactors. Now you guys can see we're doing this a little bit different going forward. Let me know if you guys would like for me to give you reactors with the correct mountings, because how I'm going to do it now going forward, since we have the reactor change, I'm going to suggest to you guys the best farm for a certain reactor type. So you see this one is non-entry / dimension, and it is in the old Volby run. So this is an excellent farm for the week. And the mounting, I can't even remember what the mounting was, but if we hop in game, we'll just go there, non-attribute. Let's see, non-attribute dimension, defense line, and it's impact rounds. So I didn't even mention what mounting it is because I'm just going to pretty much assume the first, level of the mounting is dead to you, and then you go and imprint whatever mounting it is you're after. So that's why. Do you guys want me to do that, or would you like me to go back to the old format where I give you guys their corresponding? For example, none of these I would have suggested. Maybe this one of you I would suggest to you guys, because it's non-attribute general rounds dimension. So you could use that for like Volby as just a general mobbing build where you don't focus on, changing the mounting of the reactor. So let me know what you guys would like going into the future. Would you like me to, or maybe both? I could include like the best farming spots overall for the week, just that ignores the reactor mounting, and then I could also include the ones that go with the reactor mounting, like this one for example. I don't think we actually have any good mounting ones this week, singular, and that's special rounds. Like if we go through all these real quick, I don't think this one, yeah, this would be like the best one I could bring, because this is toxic tech, so it's going to be for Freyna, and then special round, so it's going to be for the secret garden. But the farm over there, Misty Woods, only has like a extermination, a hazy swamp. It's not the greatest, but it is something if you are, trying to hunt for the one with that mounting. So with that out the way, let me show you guys what we got for the farms this week. We just have the Volby run. As you guys know, Volby Outpost, this is an exceptional farm, probably the best or one of the best farms in the game for gold and Kuiper. And it happens to be dropping non-attribute dimension reactors this week. And I believe it's also dropping non-attribute fusion reactors as its overall fixed reactor drop spot. And the Descendants you would be farming this for would be Volby build and also a Gley build. And the Gley Reactor stats, what I would get if you're going for Massacre Gley would be duration cooldown, or either cooldown or duration, and then a Colossus, whichever one you get first. It depends on how you build your Gley, because there's actually different ways to build Massacre Gley now, like very slightly different ways. But yeah, it's either cooldown duration or cooldown Colossus or duration Colossus, something in that order over there. So you guys got to pick how you want to build your build. And if you're going for infinite ammo Gley, then it's just duration cooldown all the way. No questions about that one. And if you're going for Volby reactors, the stats you would look for on there would be cooldown reduction and then a damage boost is what I would get, because this is mainly going to be for like a mobbing Volby, because the non-attribute dimension is going to focus on her ability where she leaves water puddles behind and she can actually go through mobs and things. So it's going to focus on that, because that is dimension damage, and the stats for that would be cooldown and then a power boost of non-attribute or of dimension. Either one of those, whichever one you get first. But cooldown is pretty strong on Volby because of all of her skills having such a low cooldown. The more cooldown you slam into it, the faster you can have it up. You can pretty much always spam something on Volby. And then moving on, we have another notable reactor this week. That's going to be a non-attribute tech reactor. So this is mainly going to be for Kyle and Ajax, well, jump jacks. And this is dropping in the abandoned zone, the environmental contamination zone. Again, one of the greatest farms in the game. I think it is actually the best gold farm in the game, still above Volberon, but very slightly. And it's a little bit less, relaxing as like the Volberon, because you kind of got to run like a whole obstacle course with Bunny. But nonetheless, it is there if you guys want a reactor for Kyle or for jump jacks. And the stats I would be looking for on them for Kyle would mostly be for bossing, because his mobbing setup is not the greatest. And for his bossing setup, you want to get yourself Colossus damage alongside with tech boost or non-attribute boost, whichever one of those comes first. And then for Ajax, since you're going to be using him for the jump jacks build, so it's going to be a mobbing build, I would honestly say double damage boost. So you want to get yourself tech boost as well as non-attribute boost, or you could pick up tech boost plus a cooldown reduction. Just don't go for range, because the range doesn't really add much to his kit overall. It's like such a small amount of range on the reactor. I think the way we had our setup on our jump jacks, we pretty much hit the range cap without getting range on the reactor. But getting cooldown reduction on it is just going to make it like a little bit better overall, because it's going to really just tie in together. I think we got our jump jacks down to like a 2.5 second cooldown on the explosions and like a 3 or 4 second on the jump. So really good if you can pick up cooldown on your reactor, and then a damage boost, either tech or non-attribute. And then lastly, we have a chill tech reactor dropping in the Agna Desert Vermilion Waste, and this is going to be the low range Volby outpost. As you guys can see in the background, that is just the outpost in the Vermilion Waste. You want to make sure you have no range mods on your Volby, and you run this anti-clockwise. It has the best success if you go anti-clockwise, because the boss kind of like goes to the middle depending on like the line of sight, and if you go clockwise, he kind of catches up with you on the one corner. So I suggest going anti-clockwise. And then the stats you'll be looking for this, since this is going to be strictly for Viessa. This is also going to be for Viessa using, not one of the Transcendence mod that changes her ability type, because this is going to be a chill tech reactor. So this is mostly for cold-blooded Viessa or Viessa without a Transcendence module. So this could be used for bossing or for mobbing. For mobbing, I would suggest to get increased range and then cooldown reduction, because she just has so much crazy damage, it doesn't really matter. So the cooldown will help. The duration might even help as well, because if you pick up a little bit duration on your reactor, you don't actually need to pick up duration on your Descendant, so you can change that whole module around for something else. You just need any amount of duration increase, because that will give you another tick on your ultimate on Viessa. Either cooldown and duration, or cooldown and range, any one of those three. So cooldown, duration, range. Don't worry about damage too much, because he just has an insane amount of damage. And then if you want a bossing reactor for her cold-blooded setup, I wouldn't suggest getting this for bossing, but you can do it if you would like to. I would suggest getting yourself cooldown reduction, as well as the Colossus damage boost, because for bossing, Colossus damage boost is just such a massive multiplier. You should totally get that for any skill-based bossing characters. And that's going to be it for the video, guys. Hopefully it was helpful, and if you don't like how I'm doing, let me know down below in the comments. Like I said before, when I was ranting, how would you guys like me to show it? Like this, where I show you guys the, with the mounting changes, or where I show you guys two, or where I just show you guys the old way, to give you like the best reactor for this week with a good mounting already on it. So let me know what you guys think. If you liked the video, please drop a like and a sub to the channel. It helps me out so much, and I'll catch you beautiful people in the next video, as well as the live streams. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the